Welcome to AboutSupplements.com report, Supplement Companies Secrets, what supplement companies don't want you to know. There's many misleading marketing terms in the diet and supplement industry used to separate you from your money. Probably the most common ones you see in the ads are clinically proven, patented, doctor recommended, all natural, scientifically formulated, research proven, and of course used for thousands of years. How many times have you seen ads for some supplement that claimed it was natural or doctor recommended or clinically proven, only to try it and find out it didn't work? That's the experience of millions of people year after year. This report will attempt to cover the most common and misleading marketing terms you will see in ads or find on websites. These marketing terms are what the supplement industry regularly uses to separate you from your money. You will recognize most of them, I'm sure, and after reading the section should recognize them for the scam they really are. Clinically proven. Now, whenever I see this term, I want to call a company up and ask, which clinic and where is it located? This term means absolutely nothing to the average buyer. What the term is insinuating, of course, is that the product has been used in clinical setting for some time and has been found to be effective in a clinical setting, but that's rarely, if ever, true. Patented. This one is the most powerful of the misleading marketing terms used in the industry. People are under the assumption that a patent means the U.S. government patent office has evaluated the product and found it to be so effective it's deserving of a patent. That is simply not the case. The granting of a patent means the company has an exclusive right to sell the product for the length of the patent, and they have convinced the U.S. Patent Office that the idea or formula, etc., is original enough to grant a patent. It does not mean in any way that the product or idea is effective for its intended claim or use, or that it's backed up by legitimate research. One would hope the product was backed up by legitimate research and that's why the patent office granted the patent, but it's often not the case. A patent simply protects a company's legal, financial, intellectual interests, not that the product is effective per se. Translated, there are some really silly patents out there that have virtually nothing to do with the product's effectiveness. Patents are important and very useful for the company or individual to protect their concept or product, or whatever patent is based on from a legal standpoint, so others don't simply take their concept or product and copy it, but it has little to do with the efficacy of the product in question. Bottom line, it may be a great product with a patent, or it may be a really crappy product with a patent. Doctor recommended. Like clinically proven, I always want to call a company up and ask, which doctor is that, and can I have his or her phone number? Somehow I know they won't have a doctor for me to talk to. And what type of doctor are they talking about? A medical doctor or a person with a PhD who is also technically a doctor in a totally unrelated field? Do I care if a person with a PhD in French history recommends the product? Of course not. Also, does this doctor or doctors they have listed, if they list any at all, in their ad have financial interest in recommending the product, or is he doing it out of the goodness of his heart? Bottom line, 99% of the time, doctor recommended is a worthless term with no bearing on the effectiveness, quality, or safety of a product. So don't fall for it. All natural. I just hate this term. It means nothing at all, yet people seem to fall for it virtually every time. Flying is not natural to humans, yet we do it all the time. Uranium is natural. Do you want to eat the stuff? Of course not. It's an irrelevant, ambiguous term. Just ignore it. It has no bearing. Scientifically formulated. As opposed to what? Unscientifically formulated? Designed by monkeys working on a computer? One would hope the product in question was formulated with some scientific grounding in mind, but this is rarely the case, sad to say. Many products are designed with their marketing power in mind, not their scientific strengths, which leads us to our next term. Research proven. If the company has funded legitimate studies at an independent location and the study was published in a peer-reviewed journal someplace, that is great. I applaud that company and have for many years lamented about the number of companies that refuse to pay for research to support their own products. The sad fact is, very few companies spend money on real research, preferring to spend money on marketing. If the company has some real research to back up the claim of research proven, they should have no problem supplying that information, right? Wrong. My calls to many companies either yielded a mishmash of junk science or nothing at all. One guy said to me, "Hey man, it's marketing term," quickly got off the phone. You would not believe what passes for research with some companies. The real harm here is that good companies that do shell out money for real research have to compete with companies that simply pretend to, and that can put good companies at a real disadvantage. Used for thousands of years. Last but not least, this is a gem of a marketing term. So if the product has been only used for 50 years, is it no good? I mean, people have also been eating things like tiger penis for thousands of years. Does that mean it works or is safe? The answer is, drum roll, no. Of course, at one time the Earth was considered flat and was once believed the sun revolved around the Earth, but times do change. Sure, an herb being used for a few thousand years, such as ephedra, does lend some legitimacy to its safety and effectiveness, but it's far from proof that the herb in question is either safe or effective. The bottom line here is that people have been using all sorts of things for thousands of years. Some good, some not so good, some safe, some not so safe. It's just not a term that really has any bearing on whether you should decide on a product. The term should not drive anyone to buy a product and assume that because it's been used for thousands of years, and remember, we are assuming the company's even telling the truth there, but that's another topic, that it is safe and effective. Well, there you have it. My down and dirty guide to the world of marketing terms employed by some companies to sell product. These are the common terms you see, and you don't need to fall for them, and they really have no bearing on the product per se. Are there more misleading tactics and terms out there designed to part you from your money? Yes, of course there are. The next time you hear or see an ad that says the product is clinically proven, doctor recommended, all natural, scientifically formulated, and patented, don't assume it's any of those things. Now, for more information on how to cut through the lies and misleading marketing terms, as well as 2 e-reports, put your name and email in the box and we'll email you everything in the next few minutes.